Alright, so today let's talk about SLAs. Here on the German server, let's click on Analytics and SLAs. Here we can create an SLA. With the SLA, we can monitor a KPI, and if some things that we configure happen, we will trigger an action. So let's get the CPU usage KPI. And here we have multiple types of evaluation. So we can evaluate by fact-based SLA. In that case, if some individual data point meets a threshold, we will trigger an action. And the last one is statistical SLAs. In that case, we can aggregate SLA. In other words, we can evaluate a period of time and compare it to constant threshold. So let's suppose that we want to see if in the past 5 minutes the CPU usage was higher than 90%. Color percentile SLA. In that case, we'll see if everything is green, and if is or is not, we can do an action on it. The percent change SLA, we can compare a period of time to a prior period. So let's suppose that we want to compare this month's sales with the past month's sales. Predictive curve SLA. Here we can try to predict some data points based on past data points. And Smart Insight SLAs that evaluates a business period of time and compare it to another business period of time. So for this example, I will use the percent change SLA to show how powerful our system is. So let's suppose that we want to calculate the CPU usage increases more than 10% this week. So the threshold will be 10% in that case. Let's check it every Monday. We want to check 7 days and compare to 7 days. Let's change here to days. We have 2 periods of time. We have our baseline count and a prior period of count. That is also 7 days. So we need to have 14 days because the past week and the week before that. In that case, we need to define our baseline offset to 14 days. The baseline offset is defined in seconds. So let's calculate the seconds of 14 days. 14 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds is this value. So let's paste it here. And now let's go here to SLA operator override. Here, in that case, we need to select lower than or equal, because if the increase was into it, lower than or equal, we don't need to trigger the action. But if this SLA operator didn't meet, we have more than 10% of usage increasing in comparison to the previous week, we will trigger an action that we will define here. And we can, in this example, alert to this analytical SLA group that will distribute some emails to some people that need to know this information. So this is how to create an SLA based on a KPI and trigger an action based on a condition that we configure. And if you want to know more about SLAs, you can go to our documentation in docs.germainux.com and search for SLAs. And here you will have more information about it. And if this video was helpful for you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.